Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? This is your Reverend Dr. Edwina Perrin coming on with hashtag There Is a Word. Y'all know me. Y'all can follow me on all platforms. I am on Instagram at Divine and God. I am on YouTube, Divine and God Ministries. I am on Facebook, Divine and God, Twitter, Divine and God, or X. And on our podcast, I'm hashtag There's a Word on podcast. And you can follow me on all platforms wherever a podcast is hosted on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever podcast you use. Well, guess what? I am excited tonight to interview someone I grew up with, someone I grew up in my hometown, someone who is now taking on his dad's legacy of the Flying Clouds of South Carolina. Y'all know him as Tony, but we also know him as Lloyd Jr. So now we know him as the owner and manager of the Flying Clouds. So welcome, Tony. I'm going to say Tony because that's all I know.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
How are you doing today?
God is good to me. I used to say at work, I'm on top of the world.
Oh,
So
I
I'm
say
good.
that too. I'm
Uh,
above dirt and not under.
that's it. On top of the world. That's it. So I'm doing that. I'm doing great.
Okay, y'all. So I have his name up here. This is Lloyd Cannady, better known as Tony. And I also have their website. He doesn't know this, but once he watched the replay of this, he's going to see the picture that I had on the cover as I was playing the intro music. But there is the Flying Clouds website. So, Tony, this is a free for all. We're going to
hmm
talk.
hmm
And I just want you to share what is going on with the Flying Clouds. Give us some insight. I know y'all just celebrate y'all 64th anniversary. Was it
That's
64?
correct. 64. You're correct. hmm
64th anniversary. I was there. It was awesome. I
Thank
always
you.
say that it's good to come back to your hometown to support others. So, with that, I'm gonna be quiet. Share, let us know what's going on. Share some things, whatever you want to go. I'm gonna follow your lead.
Well, first of all, we'd like to say, want to thank everybody for taking the time to come out and to celebrate the Flying Clouds on their 64th anniversary. And we'll definitely was honored to have you to attend. So want to start there by telling you, thank you. We greatly appreciate it. What we're doing now, we're currently in the studio working on a new record. We released a single last year called Don't Leave Me. The song came about let my last conversations I've had with my dad alive, and he was telling me, Tony, I'm not going to go back to the emergency room, but nevertheless, in that conversation, I like, Dad, please don't leave me. But in the conversation, I had no idea a song would come out of it. So the song came out of the last conversation, and it's doing real well. Released it September 1st, and my Spotify numbers that from September 1st up until the end of the month has been very good for us. Opened up many doors for us. We got a call to come to New York in October, but we typically go to New York every July, but we should be adding an additional trip to go to New York and to Pennsylvania and back to Virginia. So we're very blessed. But here's where we're going to focus on 2025. We're going to focus on bringing more things back to our hometown. Right now, we got in works. We want to do a Father's Day big program there just to continue to show McCormick some love. And quite naturally, we're going to be on the Go Rush in McCormick. So as always, you can go anywhere in the world, but there's no place like home. I'm pretty sure you know that for yourself. So with that being said, we're just going to make sure that we uplift our hometown. Like I said, people celebrate us all over the world, but we want to make sure we still uplift Plum Branch, South Carolina, no matter where we go.
Now you know people don't know what Plum Branch, South Carolina is, but anyway,
Okay. Okay. McCormick
McCormick,
slash Plum Branch.
Flash
McCormick slash
Plum
Plum
Branch.
Branch.
Because
Yeah.
people will be like, "Where's McCormick?" And I say it's famous for
Yeah.
Hickory Knob State Park, Savannah Lakes, and it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay." I'm like,
Yeah.
we're in between Augusta, Greenwood, all those places." So
I got you. Yeah, I'm gonna stay true, and I'm gonna put Plum Branch on the map. So, that's what we're gonna do. I'm not changing my where I'm from, McCormick. No, it's gonna stick. Lloyd Kennedy Jr. had it Plum Branch, and I would gonna forever honor him by keeping it Plum Branch. So, Plum Branch is gonna get on the map. Just watch what I tell you.
Well, you know what? We can take that publicity.
Yeah,
When I call my dad, it still say Plum Branch, South Carolina when you're calling. So yeah,
that's right. That's right.
because he
That's
still got
right.
a landline.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So did my dad. Yeah.
Yeah,
So did my dad. Yeah. So I understand that. So yeah. So those are some things that we're working on to close out the year. We just closed out the year with a Christmas program Sunday in Tranquil in Greenwood, South Carolina. I think it was in Greenwood. But we'll be starting the first year out in Asheville again, like we did last year. So um, it's pretty busy, I mean, quite naturally, we still have jobs and all of the other stuff. So we're trying to balance work and doing the things what we do for the flying clouds on the weekend.
gotcha. Yeah, people don't realize y'all still work. Y'all 9 to 5.
As
Um,
of now, as of
right,
now,
as of now,
as of
I like
now.
you add that as of now. I love the way you added that on there. Do me a favor, give us some history. So I know some of the background because, like I said, I was born and raised in the town. Actually, Tony, dad, and my parents probably lived a half a mile from each other, if it was that far. Um,
Hmm.
so I know Tony from riding the school bus when he used to get in trouble all the time. So I was a
Here we
good
go.
person. I was
Here we
really
go.
good. Was really good. But
Yeah.
Tony, give us some
Hmm.
background on when this group was started, how it was started, and what was the vision your granddaddy and daddy had with this.
Okay. My grandfather, Lloyd Cannady Sr., had his own group, and this group was called the Lonesome Doves. And Lloyd Jr. Had some friends. They had already had a group. The group was already established when Lloyd Jr. came. But when Lloyd Jr. came, those men they had a group, but they were really a male's core. So uh, they didn't have no direction. So when Lloyd Jr. came, Lloyd Jr. changed their name to the Flying Clouds, and Lloyd Jr. started managing the group, and that's the early '60s. You can go on eBay right now, and you can Google, put in eBay the Flying Clouds of South Carolina, and a 45 would come up. I think somebody trying to charge $40 for my daddy's first 45.
Are you
And believe it or
serious?
not, yeah, go on eBay right now. I bought a couple of things from overseas with my daddy name on it. So, so the group my daddy first recording on a 45 was, I want to say, like I said, early 1960s. Um, there been some muddying of the water when it came down to that, but at the end of every day, you have to be able to prove facts. That's what you want. You have to have facts. So if Mr. Perry said that he started the flying clouds of Plum Branch, we need facts. So I have facts. Lloyd Cannady Jr. has facts. He has a record with his name on it, dated back, say Lloyd Cannady and the Flying Clouds. So stating from 1960. So with that being said, the group has been owned and ran by Lloyd Cannady Jr. up until he expired in 2023, and then that's when I took over. But prior to then, my daddy has been offered to get on. He was on a record label in Nashville, Tennessee. I think he was there for the most part of his career. And when the records stopped being so popular, that's when they started doing CDs at a local studio in Augusta. Um, but the history like I said, it got muddy for a second, but nevertheless, we tried to clean it up and make sure that it stayed within the family, within the bloodline. And so that's what we're doing now. And one piece of advice he gave me before he died in 23, but in 2022 he said, Tony, what you need to do, you need to go ahead and register the name to yourself, because people are not going to respect you the way they respected me. And he was right. So I'm so glad that I took his advice and I registered the name. So the Flying Cloud is just not a random name that you can just pick and choose. It's an LLC. Our logo is a trademarked logo. I have a retro logo that is a trademarked logo. So I make sure I had all my business tight. Not only that I registered it, I inherited my daddy's business lawyer. So he managed my dad, and then his son is managing me. So, no, we're not just a local group that's out here just doing anything. We have our business together. So any of my songs that people try to mess with, they more definitely copyright it. So our business is more definitely buttoned up tight when it comes down to the business part of it. And that's one of the reasons why, like I said, we can kind of see the numbers that we're getting on Spotify when other groups in the area in South Carolina don't know how to get on Spotify, don't know how to get the recognition that the Flying Cloud has gotten. Not to be bragging now, I'm not bragging. I'm just stating facts. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so I want people to know I'm very humbled by it.
Yeah, you're not bragging. You're just stating facts and you're schooling this new generation because, again, I did not play your music. I wanted to play it for the intro, but I didn't want
Hmm.
to have to pay you royalties. Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Because I didn't get it. And even though I know you, I didn't get it in writing prior to the video, which
Yeah, yeah.
you own the group, but there are other
Hmm.
members in the group, and
Hmm.
and this is
Hmm.
serious. I was like,
Yeah,
Dad, I didn't ask him permission in writing. I did not send a
yeah,
contract. So this
yeah.
is a key conversation for
It
us
is.
to have because people don't realize I like, I didn't ask for permission. And
Yeah,
it was late last night. I was like, it's okay. I'm not gonna
yeah.
ask
Hmm.
this late. So what I'll do is just put the link to the Spotify and then people can click on and listen to it. But you're correct.
Hmm.
People don't understand trademarks, people don't understand
Hmm.
LLCs.
Hmm.
And so that is key. You just really help someone about that. People don't understand the amount of money we put out to be trademarked.
Yes. Yes, that's a lot of money, and to pay taxes on your LLC name. So that stuff is not free. And like I say, my daddy did it just because he had a name and he did it the old school way. You can put his picture on a ply card on a poster and he was going to show up. But nowadays, if you do that without my permission, you can more definitely get in some legal trouble for that.
Right. Yeah,
So,
you're right. I've had some people to
hmm,
use my picture and say I was going to be at their church. No, take that off.
no,
Is
yeah,
I like you said, I keep a lawyer on retainer.
that's right.
It sounds silly, but no, it's not because I'm building generational wealth. So
There
I
you
don't
go.
need you taking money out of my child. And whenever he's married and have kids, I don't need you taking money out of their mouths um,
No.
because of it. Because this is hard work. This is hard work.
Yeah, it's hard work, and I'm so fortunate because, like I said, I'm a piggyback and talk about my dad again. I am so fortunate that my daddy put in all the leg work to get the name off the ground. See, just like I said, we was nominated for an award out in Texas. We ain't never been to Texas. We got nominated due to the fact of the works that my daddy done, the connection that my dad did. So with that being said, no, I don't take it lightly, and I won't let people misuse and abuse our name. So like I said, not to be funny, but if you see a flying clouds on the program, somebody gonna have to pay for that.
Oh
So
no,
like
I
I
understand.
so, like I said, there's other local people in the area that you can get for free, and we're okay with that because, like my daddy said, he said, Tony, I have a name, and my daddy have given me a name. So, with that being said, we can kind of pick and choose what we want to do, but that's kind of where we are with that. We
Yeah,
thank God for that now.
you don't have a name, you have a brand.
Exactly, exactly.
Brand.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
brand. So I truly get it. Um,
yeah.
so let's talk about this. What was some of your biggest influences in gospel music, or what other genres have you done? Now, I'm gonna tell a secret before you get started. I used to watch y'all on the Parade of Quartets. Was it the Parade of Quartets in Augusta, Georgia?
That's right.
And the man was named Mr. Henry Howard, and his son Carlton Howard took it over. So talk about that. Who was some of your influences? And I'm not gonna call any of those gospel groups name because I don't want to get charged on
Yeah,
Spotify. But
yeah,
I
yeah.
saw y'all even when you were younger, um,
Hmm.
all of
Hmm.
those things. And what other genres? Because I also know the other secret about some of the things you used to do in the talent show. They weren't gospel, but anyway.
Okay. Yeah, we used to be on the Parade Quartet. We had a great relationship. Matter of fact, that relationship that my dad had started with Henry Howard has extended through Carton and myself. So this previous 64th anniversary, I went down and I did a commercial advertising the Flying Clouds. anniversary. So Carter and I, we still have communications about certain things. He called me the day after and wanted to know how did the anniversary go, and I told him it went well. So seeing other people, if I'm just being totally honest, I never heard a guy or seen a guy more impressive than my dad. So when it come down to gospel music, like I said, you can go back and get any of Lloyd Cannady Jr.'s records, and Lloyd Jr. has written a song that has touched people. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be careful about this. Jesus said, "If you lean on me, I won't let you fall." That record was cut by Lloyd Cannady Jr. So many other people has covered that record, but the creator, the person who wrote that record first back in the 1970s, Lloyd Cannady Jr. Now, because Lloyd Cannady Jr. was on the label, the royalty went to that to the label, not Lloyd Cannady Jr. But there again, my daddy didn't have the business side of it to understand the royalties and what he was doing when he was signing with a particular label. So I'm proudly to say that. So my daddy has always been that guy for me. So you pick up any record from Jesus Hold My Hand, There's a Storm in My Life, I'm Waiting on You. My daddy has so many records that other people have came and copyrighted, just did it over. Like, it's two of them out there right now. I'm not gonna call out the artist's name, but somebody did a message to Jesus. We had it on lock. That's ours. But a new group did it, and somebody else did Forgive Me, Lord, which I'm going to record that this this upcoming year. So, but I'm saying that to say this. I know my daddy was a great writer, and what really put the icing on the cake when I'm seeing other artists, other well-known artists coming and taking his music. There again, so my daddy has always the one who did it for me. The other genres of music, I have to give it up to Prince. Prince was my guy. The guitar, all that, I was sold in. I mean, that was it for me.
Oh,
Lloyd
I
Candy Jr.
know.
Prince.
You used to be in the talent show and with your guitar, and I think you thought you was Prince.
I did. Matter of fact, my first guitar I bought was purple.
I remember that. It was a talent show. We had a talent show. It
Yeah,
was a talent show. I was like, oh my God, he coming out. Is this Prince? And
yeah. Oh yeah,
looking back during those days, you had on a acid wash jacket.
I did, and I had my face on it because I had somebody to draw my face on my jacket. Yeah, yeah. Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
for
God, I
sure.
can't believe I'm 50 years old and I still remember that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Because
ma'am.
it was so impressive that you had a purple guitar. That was, during those times, that's what we learned. I mean, these children
Yeah,
these days don't understand. We listen to music, we song with music, piano.
yeah,
Actually, it was
yeah.
no equalizers and
Auto tune.
auto tunes. Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
any of that. You either
No.
knew how to sing
Yeah.
or you didn't, or you learned how to sing. So
That's it. That's it.
I think about that. And I remember I started piano lessons, should have kept going. I took piano
Yeah.
lessons twice and quit. Well, I didn't
Yeah.
quit. It was just my mom had my brother. We 8 years apart. So
Yeah.
it was trying
Yeah.
to get the piano rehearsal and all that. So yeah. But anyway, I still can play a little bit. I have a keyboard here that I get on and bang on. So
Well, good. Good deal.
yeah. Do you have a favorite song you have written? We've talked a lot about your daddy, but do you have a favorite song you have written?
Yeah, it's gonna circle back around to my daddy. Please don't leave me. Don't
Mhm.
leave me. That's so far. That's my favorite song that I have written, and like I said, if you go on TikTok, it seems to be a lot of other people's favorite songs too. One lady asked me, could she put it on her? Can she copy it, share it? Can she share it? And I said, of course you can. So, and a lot of other people just been making some of the most wonderful comments on TikTok about the song. I had a guy that asked me, do I have a record deal yet? The good thing about those comments on TikTok, on the way that you can take them down is close the account. So if anybody just interested in seeing any of the comments, I think the song have at this point have got over 1,000 views. I want to say over, I don't know, 700 comments on how well the song is, how well they like it, how well they can relate to the song. That right there in itself, because the lady said, "Hey, I just lost my father, and your song really touches my heart." And another lady say, I didn't plan on crying today, but I am crying just because of your songs and your words and your songs. So don't leave me so far is the song for me. Because like I said, I wrote it out of my heart, out of my true feelings. And when I wrote it, I wasn't trying to impress nobody. And here's the thing, I'm in my own lane. I don't care what nobody else is doing. I'm in my own lane, trying to carve out my own way, the path, trying to pick up the torch from where my dad have left off. So that's kind of like I said. I know the song is kind of close to the blues side. You know, I hear people say, "Hey, man, that kind of sound like such and such," whatever the situation is. But I'm okay with that. But like I said, I'm carving out my own way. So with that being said, that's just who I am. But I like that song.
So you wrote it, composed the music as well?
Yes, ma'am. All of it is me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all of
Awesome.
it is me. Now, but what I did, I had Al Bell to play the piano behind it, but Al played off of my chord progressions. Al didn't create anything. I gave Al what I needed. So I played it first, and then he went behind me and played it, and then I sang it myself. And I did my the lead vocals, and I also did my background vocals myself.
Yeah, I could tell that was your backup vocals. Like I said, y'all,
Yeah,
I've been knowing Tony all my life, so
yeah,
I
yeah,
knew that was your backup vocals.
yeah,
Was on there, yeah.
yeah.
So, and again, y'all, I know y'all probably want to know why I'm not playing this song because I did not get in writing from him. But if you go to Spotify and look
Yes,
it up. It is also, you can find it in Apple Music. Download
correct.
it. Because again, I didn't want to get in trouble because this is serious business. I didn't want to get in trouble, even though I was interviewing him. You still have
Hmm.
to ask permission for all of that. Like he stated, this is a business for both of us.
That's right.
Um, and making sure that. All right, so Tony, you work 9 to 5. How do you? I don't like to use the word balance because when you balance something, it becomes a juggling act and you drop stuff. How do you
Hmm.
prioritize your life, your home, and the music? How do you prioritize that?
Well, since my dad has passed, I I used to be an executive director for an assisted living facility, and I have did that for the last 10 years. And that career was so demanding of my time. But at the time, I made great money, and at the time, I didn't have to focus so much on my music because I was following my dad's lead. But now that my dad is gone, I stepped out of that career, and I'm doing something a little less stressful, and that would allow me to have a more of a work-life balance. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm able now to focus more on my music. So, and here's the thing too, I know I only have so many years to live at this point, and so with that being said, I want to live my last years doing what God put in my heart to do. And so with that being said, I'll cut down on my working for other people, and I'm focusing on getting the flying clouds in my career off the ground. So that will be my first and priority career. So that's kind of what I'm doing now.
Awesome, yeah. Because we do know that having a full-time job and you have a family.
Hmm.
And so, in having all
Hmm.
this, it is prioritizing time, and you need time for yourself because, like you say, you're getting off work sometimes Friday and hitting the road or catching a plane.
Yes.
Didn't
Yeah.
I see you all fly most of your trips, or are you driving? Because I remember your dad had a bus at one time,
Yeah. My dad had 3 buses.
three
He
buses.
hit because he was traveling so much. Every few years he had to get another. But me and my dad had 3 buses. But yes, ma'am. If we talking to somebody there in California, so if we nail the trip down in California, yes, ma'am, we will be flying to California. But so far, we only been doing up and down the East Coast right now. But right now, the places that we have been going close to 12 hours drive. But we manhandle that.
Oh, God bless you. Because anything over
Yeah.
five, I fly. Um,
Yeah.
I flew
Yes.
to California. Oh God, I've been to California a number of times. I will, yeah, fly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
cannot.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like I said, we talking to someone now. I'm hoping and praying that we can nail the trip down to go to California. But this will be the flying cloud first time in California. So and that's the thing, man. We breaking a lot of grounds just with this new flying clouds. We hit the charts with the old flying clouds. They did that, but we did it within 11 months of putting out our first CD. We put our first CD out June, the month my dad died, and the 11th month to his anniversary, we was on the charts. We hit number 7 on the
Mhm.
charts. So it's very impressive. So
That
we
is
thank
very
God for that.
impressive. Kudos to you and to God be the glory.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
just thank God for everything that He has blessed you all with and how He has used you all to, take it even further, to take
Yes,
the legend of your dad's name even further. Just don't forget
yes.
about us that remember when you was bad on the bus, the school bus. Okay.
I was interviewing with Joy Bell on the radio station a couple of years ago, and Joy something similar to that, and she said, "Tony, I'm gonna be honest with you about something live on the radio." I like, okay, go ahead. She said, "I truly thought you was gonna be in jail."
I didn't
I'm
think
like,
you was gonna be in jail 'cause your daddy would have killed you, y'all. The late
Exactly,
Lloyd Kennedy Jr. did not play.
not at all.
So I never thought you were gonna be in jail, but I remember
Mm-mm.
a couple times you couldn't ride the bus.
That's it. And I'm here to tell you, a lot of my cousins and friends that got girls pregnant, and then when they was in high school, I wouldn't have dare did that. My daddy would have beat the brakes off of me.
No, he
Somebody
would
got
have
somebody
murdered you.
pregnant.
We'd have been,
Yeah,
you wouldn't have been seen, you'd have been viewed.
exactly. No, my daddy wouldn't have went for that. So no, ma'am. So, but yeah, my daddy most definitely had a strong hand for sure when it came down to discipline me,
Oh
and I
yeah,
thank God for that.
he was
I thank
easy.
God for that though.
Even when you was at the softball field and wasn't supposed to, you hadn't done your chores. I remember him coming up there getting you.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. He didn't mind embarrassing me, so that's just who he was. So I mean, but like I
It's
said.
that old school.
Yes, ma'am. But it did keep me out of jail, though. I
Yeah,
would say
we
that. I,
did.
I, I
Yeah, it
didn't go
was
to
a
jail.
tight community that we lived in. So yeah,
Yes,
they just that
yes,
you if one saw you doing something, everybody, yeah, they were gonna
yeah,
call.
yeah, for
So
sure.
before we leave and before we wrap up, see you all. I want you all to know that Tony is real. He's not. He is humble.
Yeah,
And I know it seems like we're joking and off track, but people want genuine people. So we're just being
hmm,
genuine and
correct.
showing that he has a human side of him. And we
Yeah,
love and play because oftentimes people think, oh, you're a man, you're in this band and you're in this music and you're in this quartet or you're in this and you don't have fun. Y'all, Jesus
hmm,
had fun when he went to the wedding.
correct.
He went to the wedding, okay? Let's not
That's
get
it.
started on that. He still
Yeah,
has a human side of him. He loves God and is spiritual, but he
yeah,
still you can be saved and have fun. Trust me, you can.
exactly. I agree.
So, Tony, in wrapping up this conversation and talking, um, it's one thing I want to ask. If you could do music with someone, with an artist in the gospel arena, the gospel scene, who would it be?
That's a tough question. Um, I don't know. I really don't. I don't have a particular gospel artist that I favor over the other. Because um. Flying clouds. We try to keep our. My dad and them was some classy men. My dad and them drove the top of the line bus, a Silver Eagle bus, and when them cats got out the bus, they had tuxedos on. And when them cats hit the floor, them cats act as men. They wouldn't. They didn't give you no show. So with that being said, this generation, my generation, the group that I own, we're not going to give you no show. I don't have a bunch of dance moves. I don't have a choreographer to show me how to move and all this other stuff. I don't get into that. But I'm saying that to say this. To be honest with you, I can't call a gospel artist name outside of I don't know the guys that I'm working with now. I love Al Bell. I mean, Al Bell is a magnificent musician. He's very humble. Outside of them cats that I'm working with now, um, I wouldn't call out nobody else's name because, like I said, to me now, I'm not judging. You can do whatever you need to do in order to, like they call it in the industry, to get over. I'm not gonna do whatever to get over. Like I said at our anniversary, this flying clouds, we're about the Holy Ghost, and I mean it. So I don't have no show, and I'm not gonna adopt no show to get you to come see me. That's just what it is. So with that being said, to whomever do however they do what they do, may God continue to bless them. But I don't feel like there's a name that stands out to me that I would say I want to work with him. And I'm
Or
sorry
her?
that
It could
I
be
don't.
her.
Huh?
It could be a her you might want to work with. You
Well,
see?
yeah. Well, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I haven't. I don't know. I haven't seen one. Just
No,
just
that's
blew my
good.
socks off.
Yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because sometimes it's just that you're so what's enrooted with you, you just want to do for you. I
Mm-hmm.
always just like to ask that question if it was somebody. And I'm sure you even reminisce of times of, singing with your dad, playing with your dad, being
Mm-hmm.
on trips with your dad, and
Yeah.
all of those things. So, yeah.
Yeah. Outside of that, man, I'm sorry that I don't have no big name answer for you, but I'm sorry.
This
But
is your
yeah,
interview. This is your interview.
yeah, yeah. But outside of that, man, that's it. I was outside of like God could have just allowed my daddy to see where I'm taking the group at now. Just to go home and say, "Hey, Dad, I went to Pennsylvania. The flying class hadn't been to Pennsylvania," and just to telling him how I did it and that type thing. That would set my soul good. But I know those times have came and is gone now, and I know I can't ever get that again. I'm gonna tell you something your mama told me. There again, my daddy just wrote the first. He recorded several other times after this, but his first initial time recording Jesus, hold my hand, and it was on a cassette tape, and your mom had that cassette tape, and I don't know exactly where your mom was, but she had the cassette tape, but I know it was bad weather for her trying to get from her destination back home. And then I want to say a day or two later, a week or whatever, she said, Tony, I got caught down such and such, and the weather got so bad. But she said, baby, you know what brought me home? Jesus hold my hand.
Mm.
Your mama told me that. I don't know. Do you know that your mama mentioned that to me? But
No, she never mentioned that, but can I tell you,
hmm
we still have
hmm
that cassette. My dad has it at the house. It's in her
hmm
office. Well,
hmm
sorry, shouldn't say her office.
yeah,
The place where she used because my mom worked from home. Um,
yeah.
and so it's still in there. As a matter of fact, I was cleaning out some stuff and I found that tape. I was like, oh my God, cassette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, so with that being said, outside of me sharpening my gift, me asking God to anoint my voices and continue to anoint my plan, to continue to anoint my writing abilities. Outside of that, I mean that's what I want for us in the near future, for us to keep growing as a group.
Oh, I thought maybe you wanted me to be on there as a solo. I'm just
Of
joking.
of course you can, of course you can. I would love to work with you. I would.
Oh,
Matter of
I know.
fact,
You heard something I put on Instagram. You was like, I didn't know you was a soprano. I'm like, where has he been?
listen, I'm gonna be in 864 Sounds. That's a studio in Greenville. I'm
Hmm.
just plugging that in. I can say that because don't nobody know my times that I would be there. But what I'm saying is that's where I'm gonna cut my next record.
Got you. Oh, I'm so
So
excited. Maybe I
yeah,
need to, when you get ready to cut the record. Y'all, look, we talking old school because y'all young generation don't know nothing about cut record. But anyway, when you do it, maybe I need to come and interview you and just do a quick snapshot and it's like and get
that
you
would
on,
be fine.
yeah, to
That would
help
be
you
fine.
and
And then I can get you back there on that background vocal. Let you do your thing for me right quick.
get me on the background. Yeah, we can do that. Then I'll really be famous. No, I'm just joking. So
Okay.
anyway, well, do you have anything as we're wrapping this up? Anything on your schedule? Anything coming up? Oh, you know what? I just heard God say, "Ah, I'm gonna prophesy to you off afterwards." Some God
Okay.
just put in my spirit. I'll prophesy off.
Okay, well, good deal. No, man, we're just praying that our calendar continue to multiply. So that's where we at now. Like I said, we'll be doing a new record, and just wanted to put a record out every year, every other year, something to that effect. But like I said, I just did the single in 24. But other than that, like I said, our calendar is open. We just did a photo shoot Saturday. Oh my God, I can't wait till y'all see that because that photo shoot. Those photos will be very good. Now I'm gonna release a new photo on the Flying Clouds Facebook page, but that would not be the photo that is going to be on the album. I took a special photo for the album, so I'm very excited about 2025.
I'm
Very
excited.
excited.
I feel the excitement through that. Okay, so you all, I have the website up. You can find them at the Flying Clouds of South Carolina.com. They are also on Instagram as the
hmm
Flying Clouds. of South
Mhm.
Carolina. They're
Mhm.
also on TikTok, the Flying Cloud,
Mhm.
South Carolina, and Facebook. So they're on all those platforms with the same name,
That's it.
which it makes it easier for people to follow on that on
Mhm.
there. Are y'all on the X? Are y'all on Twitter? No,
No, no, I didn't know. I didn't get Twitter. No,
that's fine.
I didn't do Twitter. Yeah.
So everywhere else, you can catch them everywhere
Yeah.
else on their social media as the Flying Clouds of South Carolina. And as you see the website down here, and we are talking to Lloyd Cannady, better known as Tony, who is now the owner and the CEO
That's
of
right.
the Flying Clouds of South Carolina. We're so
Mhm.
excited. So, Tony, I greatly appreciate your time. I greatly appreciate you taking out time for your schedule. And is it anything else you would like to share before we wrap up?
Yes, as always, just people don't forget. Everybody gonna have to give an account for your actions. Be true to who you are, and just know that God is watching, and God is real, and God will be back. So you can throw stones and say all different types of things about people, but just watch that tongue, because, like I said, every time you think you hurting somebody or throwing dirt on somebody's name, God has the tendency to lift them up. And so I can speak to that from my experience. God has lifted me up because I've been through some stuff. So with that being said, but I stay faithful to the Lord. And so with that being said, continue, just ask everybody to stay prayed up and go to church. Yeah, man, just stay prayed up more than anything, because the spiritual warfare is something real. I'm not going to touch on that too much, but like I said, the devil is something, and he'll come to your family. As long as you as an individual have a relationship with the Lord, you as an individual, not saying the flying clouds, them men gonna have to die for themselves. I'm speaking from me, from my heart. I have a relationship with the Lord, and I spend time praying and talking to the Lord about what I'm going through and all of that good stuff. So with that being said, be true to yourself. Don't let people change you. I'm gonna say this and then let this go. But anyway, I have a few friends of mine that done went off and then met these people, these women or whatever, and you let women change you. I'm gonna say this: I'm quartet till I die, and if whoever I married can understand that, that's not who God had for me.
Woo!
So, so you get these people, you know that you're quartet or whatever. Just like you was born in a nice Christian family, and then you got to go get married to a thug. That's not how you was brought up. Stay true to who you are. God will honor that.
Amen. I
So
think we need to sow a seed. What's your cash out so we can sow a seed? Because you just preach. We need to pass the collection plate.
no, I'm good. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. I don't even know about heart, but thank you for that. God is good to me. God has been good to me,
Oh, I
and
understand. Yes. So,
yeah, and like I said, my daddy didn't leave me wanting or needing anything. So
amen. Such a
that's right.
blessing. Such
It
a
is.
blessing. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, guys, we thank y'all for tuning in. This is hashtag there is a word. I am the Reverend Dr. Edwina Perrin. And you know what? As we always say, have a glorious day in the Lord and give grace to receive grace. And I'll see you soon.